much money they make every 60 seconds and over $1.2 billion in revenue every single day, making Amazon one of the most profitable companies on earth. Where does all that money end up? As you're about to discover, the answer is, without a doubt, the greatest income opportunity in America today, and one of Wall Street's most closely guarded secrets. You see, while most people know Amazon's early backers got rich, and Jeff Bezos made out like a bandit, what few people realize that a portion of Amazon's massive profits, billions of dollars each year, gets paid out through what I call Amazon's secret royalty program. I'm talking about an IRS loophole that allows regular Americans to collect royalty payouts every single year without having to own a single share of Amazon stock. Like Tom K., who says he's now collected $30,000 a year following the royalty secret I showed him. And Elaine T., who recently increased her payouts from $2,000 to $60,000 a year. And Harold J., who's set to earn over $330,000 in royalties this year. How? By tapping into programs like Amazon's secret royalty program. And like when a famous songwriter gets paid royalties whenever their music plays on the radio, a commercial, or online. Or a famous author gets paid every time a copy of their book gets sold. When you buy into Amazon's secret royalty program, you gain the legal right to collect royalty payouts when people shop on Amazon. And you can do this without having to sell any products online, without having to become an Amazon Prime member, and without ever having to buy or own a single share of Amazon stock. It's incredible. It's like getting paid a secret dividend from Amazon, even though the company has never paid a dividend and most likely never will. Unfortunately, most Americans have been kept in the dark on this secret program. In fact, I estimate few investors, less than 1 in 10 million, are currently taking advantage of this powerful, publicly available opportunity. And that's a shame, because as the SEC states, this loophole is a way for individual investors to earn a share of the income produced. And Wall Street hedge funds and in-the-know billionaires have been raking up Amazon royalties for years, like BlackRock, who collected $449 million in Amazon royalties last year. Vanguard also received a huge $649 million payout. And even Ray Dalio, Bridgewater Associates, the largest hedge fund in the world, they dumped every share of Amazon stock they own. What did they do instead? They moved their money into Amazon's secret royalty program, increasing their stake by over 500%. Why? That's simple. Because with this program, you're legally mandated to get paid even if Amazon stock goes down. Last year, for example, Amazon stock fell 49%, sliced in half, a hard pill to swallow for most investors. And yet, take a look at this government document filed with the SEC. It shows Amazon's secret royalty program paid out $2.4 billion last year, mandated by U.S. federal law. And get this, over the last 20 years, Amazon's secret royalty program has never missed a single royalty payout, not once. For example, during the dot-com crash, the NASDAQ dropped 77%, much worse than today. And still, Amazon's secret royalty program issued over $219 million in legally mandated payouts. 2008, different crash, same result. The market fell 56%. And once again, investors in Amazon's secret royalty program received over $542 million in payouts. In fact, as you can see, payouts from the Amazon secret royalty program keep going up and up and up. All told, investors have already collected over $17 billion in royalty payouts, with as much as $3.2 billion expected to be paid out this year alone. That's why Wall Street's most successful hedge funds and billionaires love this program so much. In fact, this year they're preparing to claim as much as 90% of all available payouts. It's simply not fair. This ends now. There's simply no reason why you shouldn't collect your share of royalties. Because the fact is, this loophole was authorized by Congress for one reason: to give regular American folks some of the same advantages as the wealthy, which means you don't have to meet any age or income requirements. There are no employment requirements. You could be working part-time, full-time, or even retired. You don't even have to work for Amazon or Wall Street. And as I mentioned earlier, you don't even need to buy Amazon stock. All you need is a simple brokerage account, like Neil P., who's now collecting a predictable $1,200 a month in royalties. And by acting today, you'll receive your first payout automatically deposited to your account this June. It's all thanks to a little-known section of the IRS code I've been studying for years, buried on page 1794 in section 561. The code states that Amazon's secret royalty program must distribute payouts to shareholders. It must. And these mandated payouts can add up in a really big way. Just take a look at some of the earliest participants. I'm talking about the folks who helped launch Amazon's secret royalty program. Through public filings, I discovered these individuals are now collecting massive 5- and 6-figure royalty checks. Like Dr. Jeffrey S., who actually retired back in 2009. He recently got a $49,730 Amazon royalty check. And he's set to collect at least 3 more royalty payouts this year. Then there's Carl W., a 70-year-old Texas banker. He's expecting as much as $73,363 on his next payout. And this is crazy, but Ham & M is set to collect a massive $1.8 million Amazon secret royalty check this year alone. Now, of course, that's an exceptional amount of money, and you shouldn't expect to see that kind of payout. What you get out depends on what you put in. However, can you imagine what you could do with even a fraction of this kind of income? Would you finally kick back and enjoy your retirement? Help support your children, your grandchildren, church, or favorite charity? Would you finally write that novel you've buried in the corner of your mind or sail around the world? Or maybe you just choose to live life to the fullest. Now is the time to decide, because in a couple of minutes, I'm going to share with you the details on a massive project that Amazon is about to launch. A new mega project, which I believe could lead to the single biggest royalty payout that's ever been paid. A massive $3.2 billion payout. Okay, let's get started. My name, by the way, is Brad Thomas. If I seem familiar, that could be because you've seen me before on Bloomberg, Fox & Friends, Barron's, CNN, Kiplinger, NPR, MSNBC, or Forbes. I've personally invested and negotiated over $1 billion in deals with companies like Walmart and McDonald's. I've interviewed well over 100 CEOs, business leaders, and billionaires like Sam Zell, Kyle Bass, and Kevin O'Leary. And I was even selected to act as a presidential economic advisor during one of the greatest economic booms in history. Today, I've retired from advising presidents and focus exclusively on helping regular Americans get the most out of their retirements. Like Dan M., who used my royalty secret to rebuild his wealth, and as he put it, pull him out of the depths to reach new highs in his accounts. And Randy W., who says my royalty secret helped him become a new millionaire. In fact, I've shown over 100,000 regular everyday folks how they can start collecting royalty payouts from opportunities like Amazon's secret royalty program. And my readers love it, which isn't surprising, because once you learn exactly how this works, I think you'll realize that few things in life are easier than collecting payouts from Amazon's secret royalty program. And once this initial setup is done, you will be entitled to up to 8 different royalty checks every single year, which is why I strongly recommend you get started today, before June 13th. So I'm sure you're wondering by now, how does it all work? The best way to explain it is to tell you a short story, an incredible story actually, of Lonnie Johnson from Mobile, Alabama. Now, I'm guessing you've never heard of Lonnie Johnson before, but I bet you've heard of his breakthrough invention, the Super Soaker. You see, Lonnie worked for NASA, and in his spare time, Lonnie developed a breakthrough invention, a new, unique water pump using plexiglass, PVC pipe, and O-rings. Hasbro ended up buying his invention, but because Lonnie owned the patent on the water pump, the critical asset, Hasbro was required to pay Lonnie royalties for the right to use it on every single unit sold. The Super Soaker went on to become the #1 selling toy in America, generating over $1 billion in sales. And the royalties added up huge. As a result, Lonnie collected over $72 million in royalties, retiring a multi-millionaire. All because he owned the rights to a critical asset Hasbro needed. Amazon's secret royalty program works in a similar way. When you buy in, you own the rights to a critical asset Amazon needs for its business. That means Amazon must pay you for the right to use it every single time. What critical asset, you ask? It's the starting point for every Amazon order, the Great Amazon Warehouse. You see, in the United States alone, Amazon ships over 1.6 million packages per day. Americans can't get enough. In fact, Amazon is now on track to deliver more packages than UPS, overtaking its biggest shipping provider. But here's the little-known secret. As Amazon has expanded its warehouse empire across America, amassing more than 319 million square feet of space. That's 1,660 times bigger than the Wynn Casino, the single biggest casino in Las Vegas. Yet, what few people realize is that Amazon does not own all of its warehouses, not by far. Instead, Amazon pays to rent a large portion of the warehouse space it needs from a smaller partner company, like this 1 million square foot warehouse in Tracy, California, this 500,000 square foot shipping hub in Seattle, Washington, this 112,000 square foot fulfillment center in Chicago, Illinois, as well as this 200,000 square foot warehouse in the Bronx, New York. And like Lonnie from Alabama, who owned a critical asset needed by Hasbro, when you buy into Amazon's secret royalty program, you own one of Amazon's most critical assets, their biggest warehouses. That means you are an owner, giving you the legal right to collect a portion of the fees Amazon pays in royalties. Not like a traditional royalty. Instead, these payouts are tied directly to the fees Amazon pays to use your warehouse. It's like collecting a fee every time Amazon ships a package from its warehouses. What could be better than that? And if you want to participate, you'd better hurry. Because as I mentioned, I believe we could see the single biggest ever, a one-time $3.2 billion royalty payout. Why? Because Amazon is set to launch its most ambitious project yet, a new mega warehouse located just east of LA. It will be the single largest Amazon warehouse in the world. We're talking about a 5-story, state-of-the-art facility that will be over 4 million square feet in total. To put that into perspective, that's bigger than 22 Walmart supercenters put together. The project, which has been underway since 2019, is finally set to open just a few months from now. And when it does, it will create thousands of new jobs and be equipped with leading-edge industrial robotic systems to ship more than 125 million packages per year from this one location alone. And here's where it gets good for you. Because as demand for Amazon products continues to grow and Amazon continues to expand, your payouts should continue to soar. Just take a look. This blue line here, that's the number of Amazon warehouses by year. And as the number of warehouses goes up, so have the royalty payouts. And with Amazon's largest warehouse ever set to open soon, and 50 more warehouses planned to open in the years ahead, I strongly suggest you get set up today to receive the next Amazon secret royalty payout.